about to start at VFL Park. Big match here between the Swans and Footscray. And Footscray have got off to a reasonable start. They lead by 10 points. Messed a couple of chances up in that first quarter. They're 4-4 and the Swans are 3 goals straight. Bounce favours Coleman. Tap back. Thrip. Chance for Neagle. Back onto the right foot. Kicks it towards centre-half forward. Mark to Foster. Well, it wasn't a mark, but it certainly was a free kick, and Foster will take the ball for the Bulldogs at centre-half back. He plays on. Goes wide. Out of side. Looking there for Rance. Over the top, Carroll. Chance for the Swans now. Murphy, well tackled. Gets the handball wide to Williams. Williams dodges, gets back past Hawkins. Good tackle on by McGuinness. Hawkins now fights after the ball. He's tackled when he didn't have it by Holden, and Hawkins will take the free kick for the Bulldogs in the centre of the ground.
And 15 metres is also, and there's that brilliant chasing and tackling by the Footscray side again.
Despite Hawkins' goal in the first quarter, I think Murphy probably had the better of him with 5 kicks and 2 hand passes. Here's a run down the outer wing and a centering kick to Cousins, who's taken his 3rd mark for the game and had 8 possessions in the first quarter. Kick drops in way short. At ground level, Petraglia. It's a free kick though to the Swans. Bit of body work in there, and the free kick to Quirk. No, delivering it back to Murphy.
Murphy with the ball in the back pocket for the Swans. I just get the impression that the Swans may be kicking with the aid of the breeze. The ball out at half-back. Tap on. Purser shrugs the tackle. Feeds the ball to McGuinness. Caught with it. Hawkins backing up. Ducks and weaves. Gets the handball wide. Purser kicks a high one towards centre-half forward. And chipping in to take the mark for the Swans is Thrip. He plays on. Gets past Liberatore. Handball over the top. Dennis Carroll kicks it long towards centre-half forward. Chance there for Morwood. Oh, great play by Brian Cordy in front. Takes the mark and gets the handball away to Foster. Foster now. The standing position, Baxter. But he's quick enough to get it to Eccleston. Eccleston now on the wing. Maloney, brilliant tackle by Thrip. Crashing his way through Neagle. Cronin the tackler for the Bulldogs. The ball at ground level. Now it goes over and we'll have a throw-in on centre wing. Right at the players' interchange area. The score has not changed from quarter time. We're only 3 minutes in and the Bulldogs lead by 10 points.
Gee, you can see the benefit of the tackling practice the Swans have had from the rugby leagueies. Back to Hawk, on to Cordy, but his kick out of bounds. In the first quarter, an absolute beauty by Bays, and that was a ripper by Thrip just a moment ago. Footscray free to be taken by Foster. Over the wing, short of half forward. Huge pack gathering. Comes off hands, Carroll can't control it, and the ball goes out of play. Cousins sharing the ruck work with Purser for Footscray. He's up against Coleman this time. Coleman has done a manful job replacing Ironmonger. Cousins wins this. Beautifully rowed by Royal, and he sized through them like a hot knife. Great hand pass. Inboard to Hawkins. 60 metres out. Beautiful pass to Beasley, and that is scintillating football by the Bulldogs. And the trainers all loved it. And Beasley, who's barely 20 metres out, kicking from about 25 maybe, should get his 2nd goal. His first may have been a fraction lucky after what we thought might have been a dubious mark made. No doubt about that one. And a great kick as he thumped right through it.
Yes, well, that's a play of the day so far by the Bulldogs. Again, it was started by Brian Royal, who has to be one of the top rovers in the game at this stage. Out to Dougie Hawkins, and look at that skill from Doug Hawkins, a left footer. And the full forwards like it delivered that way.
Well, there was some good football by 3 or 4 Footscray players. The ruckman first, the rover.
That's right, Cousins was the ruckman.
Yeah, Drew
been really
described the roving brilliantly, and Hawkins' kick was, you've said that was spot on. Bulldogs leading by 16 points. Here they come again. Wallace spins out of it beautifully. McGuinness on his natural kicking foot. Thumps along one towards full forward. Beasley, he does the shepherding. Oh, touched, but anyway, it hit the post. And there's Tony McGuinness, the kicker of the ball. 5th behind on the board to the Bulldogs.
It's now 10 scoring shots to 3. Footscray 5-5 to 3 straight. Free kick here to Gerard Healy. And he's been pretty quiet so far. Short of centre wing. Thrip spoiled. Good tackle by Cronin. Play on, says the umpire. And Tui just ran it straight out of bounds. And Cronin asking the umpire, why didn't I get a free for that? And may he well ask.
Throw in, Purser, little nudge in the back. Gets the handball away. Here's a chance for Aythorne. He kicks off the ground. The Swans are in the van through Murphy. A flip over the top to Neil Cordy. And he's got a little bit of space. He takes one bounce, and then he gets the handball into Healy. Healy over the top to Williams. Williams looking for someone to give it to. It's Holden. Neil Cordy's run on well inside 50 metres. Shrugs the tackle. Goes for goal with a long one. And Kappa can't mark. He'll play on and kick a goal. Or just. No, it's touched. Oh. Sensational play by the Footscray defender. I didn't quite pick up Maloney, was it?
I think it might have been McGuinness. He's running out here on the flank now. Here he is again.
Ford.
Yeah, Ford was the first one.
Maloney, I think. Maloney.
You're
Troy
right.
Maloney, yep.
You're right.
But it was Ford who turned him inside out in the first place. That was a great combination, and that's what the Footscray defence have done this year. Not many stars, but boy, are they a unit. Cronin's kick high to the wing. Comes here to Petraglia, loses it to Tui, who breaks away and goes with a wobbly kick to half forward. Excellent mark to Foster, who's been around a long, long time in league footy, formerly with Bernie Quinlan at Fitzroy. Goes back a long way, but he's played his best year by a long way.
Oh, good mark for the Swans to Coleman at half-back. You mentioned about Healy being quiet. He's been marked by Aythorne. That's Mark Aythorne. Ball at half-forward. Here's Tony Morwood. Williams over the top. Chance for Hawke. Inside 50 metres. Goes for goal. Kick-off line marked by Ford, and he runs away from Kappa. And with confidence has one bounce. Over the top. Finds Eccleston at centre half-back, and he wastes no time in thumping it up towards half-forward. Looking for Cousins. It's over the back of the pack. Coleman can't quite control it. Goes after it again. Liberatore in there. Doing the pressuring. Carroll's handball away. Murphy. Handball inboard. Holden. Tackled by Wallace. Gets it away to Williams. Williams a little bit too far for Healy. Crash down goes Aythorne from the Burn crude tackle. And Aythorne takes the free kick at half-back for the Bulldogs.
Well, he's another one of the smaller brigade for Footscray. Looks a bit like Brian Roy. Up short of half-forward. Cousins can't mark, but Traglia at ground level. Tui crashes through. Long to centre half-forward. Baxter, almost a one-hander. Kappa in there to wrestle the ball free. Forces the ball up 40 metres out from goal. 35 plays 19. 8 minutes into the second term.
Umpire Cameron. Purser. Chance for Petraglia. Little bit of time to steady. Kicks it wide to the advantage of Rance. Can't mark. Ball at the back. Cordy. Free kick being paid to Rance. In the back, according to umpire Carey. And Murray Rance will take the ball on centre wing. He kicks the ball high. Not quite to the advantage of Cousins. Over the top. A punch away by the Swans defender. And Cousins will take the free kick for Footscray. He kicks it towards centre half forward. Chance now for Thrip. He threads his way through. Now he's got a bit of space. He takes one bounce, settles down nicely and kicks the ball long towards half forward. At the back, Eccleston punches away well. Now chance for Hawke. He's got the player in support in Thrip. Thrip kicks it long towards full forward. Kappa out in front this time, and a well-directed kick by Thrip. Kappa with the ball 40 metres out directly in front. A chance for the Swans' 4th goal.
Great play by the homegrown product Terry Thrip, who came from Pennant Hills in New South Wales. He's playing just his 13th game of league football, and he looked like a seasoned veteran then.
Kappa a little hesitant, but he gets it away nicely and puts it through the centre. It's his first goal, but a much-needed goal to the Swans, and they trail again by 10 points, and we're nearly 10 minutes into the second quarter.
Here's Hawke again. He's been a good player for the Swans, one of the real goers for them. And that's probably the first time that Capper's had a fair dinkum chance to really make a hard lead at the ball. And nothing Michael Floyd could do about that one.
Margin back to 10 points. The same as it was at quarter time. Mark Bays looks great when he gets a kick. Doesn't seem to get enough though. Hawkins in the back. And the free kick to Doug Hawkins. Sees a lead up from Royal. Goes in short. Half distance pass. And Brian Royal not far forward of the wing. Back on the logo. Still about 3 kicks to goal from there. Goes long, good distance. Rance outnumbered 3-1, and over the top of him, Coleman marks.
Great to see this guy come back, Bernie. He had a bad knee injury a couple of years ago, and he's doing it well for the Swans, holding the ruck together, kicks it towards the wing. Dennis Carroll takes the mark. Play on. The Swans playing 1960s football. They need to get more handball moving. Foster takes what looked to be such a simple mark. He got Byrne out of the road too easily. Michael Byrne not doing well for the Swans. Foster's kick up towards half forward. The Swans repel that Footscray attack. The ball now in the centre. There's a chance for Morwood. Dispossessed by Wallace. Back to Eccleston. Eccleston over the top. He's got Brian Cordy running with plenty of space. 30 metres in front of him. He's had 2 bounces. At the back, here's a chance for Cousins. Oh, well judged and well taken. And he's doing well. The ex-South Australian, he had a question mark against him a few weeks ago, but he's certainly come back with flying colours. That's his 8th kick coming up. We're 11 minutes into the second quarter, and Cousins a chance to kick his first goal for the match. Not a bad looking kick by Cousins. He's happy with it. Field umpire and goal umpire happy with it. And the 6th goal on the board for Footscray. The difference again, 16 points.
Yes, and a good delivery from Brian Royal.
Cordy.
Yes, Cordy, of course. Beasley made the lead and left a little bit of space there for Cousins, who really looks to be an ideal centre-half forward. He takes a big mark and kicks the ball a long way and accurately.
Back in the centre. Bounce favours Purser. Gave Coleman no chance of getting to it. Paddled out by Hawke. Steve Wallace. He gets a free kick. Umpire's pretty happy to apply the decongestant to these packs. Good pass by Wallace, but how can you let a man of Hawkins' class get free like that? On to Cronin, 60 metres out, it's gone 55. Oh, good spoil by Carter, rushed through from behind.
Yeah, perfect full-back play there by Carter. It's actually a boundary throw-in. Only 3 or 4 metres around from the Footscray goal. They're doing all the attacking. Oh, sensational roving by Royal. Bangs it through for another goal to the Bulldogs. And if ever potential Rovers or would-be VFL Rovers wanted to get a lesson, they just have to watch that guy.
Yes, that was magnificent roving by Royal. He seems to have a very good understanding of Cousins. And times his run perfectly as it off the throw-in. He's a tremendous player, Brian Royal, and one of the reasons that Footscray is doing so well at the moment.
Still Browning and Graham Cordy on the bench. Tom Hafey hasn't made a change up to the 14-minute mark of the second quarter. And Footscray looking the goods, and at this stage looking like going on for their 8th successive win. Purser clean possession out of the middle. Quite happy to go backwards to Brian Cordy. Pops it out wide to Eccleston. And this defensive half-dozen of Footscray has been absolutely brilliant since a shaky start to the season. Eccleston up towards half-forward. Rance. Thump to the front. Aythorne that went behind Cronin. Sets up Healy. It's a paddle, not a possession to Healy. Through Morwood onto Thripp. Pass for Kappa. Good mark. Good hands out in front of his face. Nothing Ford could do about that. Unmarked is Neagle. Inside centre half forward, right in front and about 30 runners out.
I'd love to know what Doug Hawkins is saying to him.
He's always got plenty to say out on the ground, Dougie Hawkins.
Nice day for a
Always.
picnic.
He's full of cheek, Dougie Hawkins.
Merv Neagle, who's been in great touch in the last month, lines up for his first, but he's hooked it. He's won the Players Association vote for the Player of the Week from his particular match, 2 weeks in the last 3.
£21 the Bulldogs lead by. Kick into members' side. Good punch away by Thripp. Good smother. Oh, Brian Cordy does a good shepherd. Chance for the Bulldogs to come clear. Cronin. Kick towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Chance for Dennis Carroll. Good pressure by Liberatore. Go after it again, son. Beasley does. Hawk there for the Swans. And he gets clear. Gets the handball wide to Murphy. Murphy with a little bit of space. Now he draws the player closer. Handball over the top. Maloney, another desperado. One of those 6 sees the ball safely over the boundary line for a throw-in. On the defensive side of centre wing, the Bulldogs leading by 21 points. And we're 16 minutes into the second quarter.
Well, the Swans certainly needing a lift. Hawkins takes clean possession and gains 35 metres along the boundary line. You said you thought the Swans had the breeze in this turn. By the looks of the flags, it's Footscray, surely. Anyway, they've opened up a 10-point lead at quarter time, which is now a 21-point lead, Footscray. Royal comes back to Wallace. Kick across the ground. Be a free kick to Liberatore. No. Now a whistle for a baller. Smallest man in league football. He's won the award for the under-19s best and fairest and the reserves best and fairest, both won at North Melbourne, but he had to come to Footscray to play league footy.
This bounce will take place between wing and half forward. In Footscray's scoring area, Petraglia, a quick kick up towards the forward pocket. Carter does well, backs his judgment, brings it out, but it's only to be intercepted by McGuinness. He in turn by Tui. Tui strong, rugged defender. Kicks it towards half forward for the Swans. Up in front, Tony Morwood can't mark. Purser feeds the handball out to Maloney. Maloney does it well. Shaw, confident. Left foot kick towards half forward. Mark taken by Coleman for the Swans.
Glenn Coleman at half-back flank. Pretty high into the breeze. What I think is into the breeze. Let's not get into that. Ground level, the hand pass comes out. Swans fighting each other for the ball, but Williams gets it out to Holden. Diving mark by Tony Morwood, just outside 50. Kappa leads. He's one out with his opponent forward, and good pace by Kappa gets in there in time.
Now we should see which way the wind's blowing, surely.
Oh, really, I don't think the wind's making much difference anyway.
Don't you think?
Probably not worth talking about, really.
Not really.
The ground in fantastic condition. I mean, when it rains in Melbourne, it usually rains out here. And last week for the match of the season, it was a beauty. And it just looks great here today in sunny, wintry conditions. Kappa from about 42 metres. It's about his distance. Doesn't want it any longer. And he hasn't made it this time. Neagle tries to get a boot to it, but it's rushed through by Eccleston for a behind.
Yes, that's one weakness of Warwick Kappa. He really is struggling from beyond the 45-metre mark to reach the goals.
Footscray by 20 points. 19 minutes into the second quarter. Ford, straight up the ground. Maloney, how did he get on his own? But he did, and he takes the mark at centre half back for Footscray. Elects to come to the members' side. Gives Foster a chance. Just a little bit of positioning to run into, and Foster takes the mark.
6
Long
marks to
handball.
Peter Foster.
Maloney on the end of it. Good kick by Maloney to centre half forward. Cousins, a good flip over the back. Chance for Liberatore. Over to Petraglia. Petraglia should goal from 25 metres, but it's offline. A Poor kick by Angelo Petraglia. And he looks pretty disappointed with himself. 21 points the Bulldogs lead.
Another North Melbourne reject. Oh, he's kicked out from dead set. The umpire got him. There is no doubt that the kick in was well over the kickoff line. And Rod Carter caught red hot.
And I reckon he does it quite a bit too, Rod Carter. Yeah, he does. He sneaks that just that little bit over all the time.
So that's cost the team about 60 metres. Ball up on the edge of the square. Chance here for Footscray. Oh, very happy to rush it through, Jared Healy. Now look at Carter's kickoff.
Yes, his foot was well over that time.
Well, he's half a yard behind the line this time, and he kicks it out towards half-back member side. Mark taken by Neil Cordy. The Swans just seem to be slow-motion football. His handball out wide, kicked by Tui, up towards the wing. Good smothering tactics by Brian Cordy. Flip on there by Bays, but it goes over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw-in on centre wing as the young Footscray player Cullen warms up on the boundary line. Wallace doing the ruck work with Healy. Up over the top, Athorn, a good tap on. Petraglia kicks it towards half forward. The mark taken by Coleman for the Swans.
Across the ground to Murphy. Carter's come up a long way from full back. He's up ahead of Murphy, and he's going to get it. Tap out by Quirk to Carter. Well, he's about 100 metres out of position, and following up, he's still going. Well, he missed that hand pass. That's a bit unlucky. Goes to Tui, and one of the other defenders goes for goal, and Tui has kicked it. Well, the fullback and the half-back flanker raffled that one.
Well, it's good running by both Tui and Carter. Could have came out to either of those two players. Here's Hawke, gets a handball away. Rod wanted it, I think. He wanted to have a shot at goal. But I think Tui was probably the better one to give it to because he's a much more reliable shot at goal.
Would have been a sensation if Carter had kicked it. To make up for that mistake he made just a while ago, he's kicked one goal in his career in 237 games.
Well, there's another new player for Footscray, Frank Lesapati. Another ex-North Melbourne under-19s player. Purser, Holden there for the Swans. Kicks it up towards half forward. Good smother by Maloney. Now the Bulldog defence under pressure. Chance for Williams. He's underground past the Kappa. Clean bowls, both him and Ford. Ford recovers well. He flips it, takes it over the line for a rush behind to the Swans. And the difference now 15 points. We're 23 minutes into the second quarter.
Alistair Ford kicks in. Foster's there. Cronin at the back. And Peter Foster has dragged down his 7th mark. 23 minutes into the second term. It's a good workload. Hand pass threaded out by Liberatore to Royal. He gets clear, has time to look, and goes very long. Beasley and Carter, neither of them with eyes on the ball, and out of play just next to the behind post.
Gee, Rod Carter must be a hard person to play on, Bernie.
He's one of those niggling type fullbacks that really gives you no room to move and manoeuvre. And he's always niggling at you, and there he is again now. He's leaning against Beasley, and he's always making his presence felt.
Boundary throw in the forward pocket. Very close to the Footscray goal. It's thumped through for a behind of the Bulldogs. The difference 16 points. Nearly 24 minutes into the second quarter. It amazes me that more full forwards haven't just laid back and said, well, I don't fancy you very much, cop this.
Well, he's not really doing anything terribly dirty. He just leans against you all the time and that sort of thing.
Gee, went mighty close to the kickoff line again. Neil Cordy takes a fine mark and gets a free ride from Brian Royal. 50-34. Footscray's 7-8 to 5-4. The kick back towards the wing, and a good mark to Carroll playing in front. He hooks it up towards half forward. Tui's up in the forward line again. Hawke gets it back to Murphy. Loses it. Williams to Holden. Did he throw it?
No, I think he was penalised for holding the ball. The Footscray player's tackle was a great one. And Maloney plays on now, kicks it to half forward, outer side. But there's Murphy chipping in front and takes a good safe mark for the Swans. There's been some terrific tackling by both sides. Murphy's kicked to half forward. High flyer Bays. Good mark by Foster. If it's not paid, he's not messing around. Plays on, handball over the top. Hawkins looks one way, handballs the other to McGuinness. Back over the top, Cousins. Don't wait for it, son. The bounce might be fickle. Cousins goes after it, gets the handball out to Petraglia. Petraglia plays on and goes for goal. Has it been marked? No, it's over the line according to the goal umpire. Through from behind of the Bulldogs, and they lead by 17 points into time on in the second quarter.
Neil Cordy kicks in this time, not Carter. He's also close to the line. Healy tries to mark from behind, goes to Liberatore. A little toe poke infield and McGuinness marks. And Tony McGuinness, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, kicked 6 for the Bulldogs in a game. And he's going back a long way and very deliberately, as though he reckons he can kick this as well from about 48 metres out. A good show too. Oh, it's a beautiful looking kick, but he hooked it slightly. It went through at above post height. And what a great kick for a little bloke.
Yes, and that's his third behind though, Tony McGuinness. And that goal really would have been handy for Footscray at the 26.5-minute mark of the second quarter.
Carter back in charge of the kicking in, and he finds Neagle outer side half-back flank. Neagle, a quick kick towards the wing. Bays has come up and takes the mark for the Swans. Plays on quickly. Long raking left foot kick up towards centre half forward, marked by Holden. Holden plays on. This is a little bit better by the Swans. Williams in the pocket. A little bit of space. One bounce. Maybe might take another. 30 metres out. Shoots for goal. Across the face. Through from behind of the Swans. When a goal would have been very handy. Right on half-time. It's 27 minutes gone. And the Bulldogs lead by 17 points. A very concerned Swan supporter. Their side not going all that well.
She looks as though she probably saw them play out here when they were South Melbourne. They've never played at VFL Park in the daytime since they moved to Sydney and became the Sydney Swans in '82. And that could tell against them in the finals. Comes off hands to Thripp, but the whistle's gone. It's to be a Swans free kick. And Michael Byrne, who hasn't had his hands on the leather too often, he's had one kick. Well, he kicked 4 goals and a quarter against St Kilda a fortnight ago. Byrne's kick drops in short. It's all Footscray. That was a shocker by Byrne. And the mark to Eccleston.
Great mark by young Eccleston. Only played a handful of games, and he showed tremendous maturity and strength. Royal out at half-back. Kicks it into Cullen. Lesser putty, rather. At half-back. His kick up towards the wing. No mark taken. Rance. Here's a chance now for Thripp. Out to Neil Cordy. On to Hawke. Hawke into the pocket. Morwood, sure hands. Tony Morwood takes the mark. 40 metres out. Well, he may not even be 40 metres out. But a fairly severe angle. And boy, did the Swans need a goal. They trail by 17 points. Very close to half-time. Morwood comes in and shoots for goal. It's a beautiful kick by Tony Morwood. Straight through the centre. And the difference now 11 points. Very close to half-time.
And that's what Footscray didn't need. They've probably been by far the better side in this first half. And yet the 11-point margin is not really a true indication of how well they have played. They've messed up a couple of chances that they have had on the forward line. And now the Swans coming back and looking a bit of a chance.
Well, it's only 2 kicks the difference. Out of the middle and forward go the Swans again.